If you give violent extremists what they want, the violence doesn't go away. They gain new power to spread the terror nationwide. Most of our nation is extremely safe, by the way. You know, you only see the bad. You see Portland and Chicago, and you see what's happened in New York just in a very short period of time. It's horrible what's happened in New York. I love New York. I come from New York.
People said that if we reduced incarceration and ended the era of mass incarceration, we would be endangered. It was the other way around, my friends. We now have fewer people in our jails than any time since World War II, and we are safer for it and better for it. And we are safer for it and better for it. And we are safer for it and better for it.
He's a terrible mayor, one of the worst. I can't say the worst. I mean, I've witnessed Portland. Hard to top him. But he's certainly one of the worst. And when I look at what's happening in New York and I look at what's happening in the city, and so quickly, it happened so quickly, it's a shame.
We're out here in Herald Square, right by Macy's in the Midtown New York, the heartbeat of New York City. And we're so excited to be out here because we're finally no longer silent. We're out here coming to voice our support for President Trump because we are no longer in the closet. New York needs to hear our voice.
What has he done for black? What has he done for Puerto Rican? What has he done for
Let me
minorities?
tell you something.
Not a damn
The black
thing.
unemployment rate was at a record low before COVID happened.
Community.
Listen, don't get me wrong, I love Trump, but I want to make
He
president
wants
someone
black.
else.
Why are they black in his cabinet?
He's donating money to
Why are
social
they black in his
programs for
cabinet?
blacks.
He has one black guy in his cabinet, Ben Carson, who does nothing. Says nothing.
How many black people are in this world?
He
Excuse
does
me.
nothing, Ben Carson.
How many black
He's the
people
house
are in
that
this
does
world
shit.
compared to how many white people are in America?
What?
So all of a sudden we're comparing how many people we have to have. They're a minority. Why do we have to have 10 cabinets? So it's based on how many black people he makes, he has in his office? How about look at the policies?
He'd be such a good politician.
How about look at his
Obama had
policies?
black and white and Hispanic.
But look at his
What does Trump have?
policies. What
All
has he
white.
done for
One
minorities?
minority. Who thinks he's white?
What has he
Obama was
done
the
for
worst president
minorities?
in the history of this country.
Excuse me, the first neighborhood that went down by Antifa was who? Soho, the most gay neighborhood in America. They claimed to be all-inclusive, yet they went to Soho, the most gay neighborhood in America, and that's what they destroyed. Why do you think Gays for Trump is a huge thing now? I have so many friends who are all former Democrats, voted for Bernie in 2016. They're voting for Trump and they're gay. Why do you think that is? Why do you think in the Bronx there are so many black people who are now voting for Trump? Because they realized the first neighborhoods to be hit in New York City were minority-owned businesses. Were minority-owned business in the Bronx, in Harlem. Why? And guess what? It's amazing how minorities always ran to him over the years. Al Sharpton was his best friend, came running for money. All these Democrat politicians used to run to him. They gave him awards. 4 more years, baby. That's right. 4 more years. Joe Biden is responsible for incarcerating more minorities since slavery. The 1994 crime bill Joe Biden authored that incarcerated more minorities since slavery.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
4 more years, baby. 4 more years.
You know what killed, you know what shocks me more? It's just, I never thought that, black people, Hispanic people would come together in agreement for Trump.
It's surprising, right? Why do you think that is?
Still mind blowing.
It's amazing, right? Because what What's happening is that, what the Democratic Party does is that they're always trying to tell blacks and minorities that, oh, they're the victims, that, as long as you vote for us, we're always going to help with social programs that will help you come out of poverty and all this. But they talk and talk, and they don't actually do anything for these communities. People are afraid because of losing their family, losing their job.
I lost friends.
It's ridiculous.
I was trying to tell, that I showed them a conversation, a friend that I had over 10 years unfollowed me for a simple post of Trump dancing.
I know, right? Are you a New Yorker?
Yes, I live in the Bronx.
In the Bronx, okay.
Yes.
And are there people in your community that
No.
everyone's against him, right? He's
Look
from the
how
Bronx.
short we are. We're not that much people, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like this man is getting bullied by
He really
the
is.
whole country.
He really is. The mainstream media is really responsible for brainwashing people.
We need a grassroots effort to promote President Trump and his agenda of keeping America great and putting America first. And what motivated me is that I think that there's a whole population of people who are quiet, silent, and afraid to be heard. And I just wanted to help spread the whole feeling and enthusiasm of being loud and visible, the patriotism, the love of country, the love for the conservatives, the foundation of America's history and what we stand for, business, God, love of country. It's just amazing, and it's so with the people, with the supporters over here, and the motorists passing by, honking their horns, showing their support, which generates so much more enthusiasm and love.
I do believe that Black lives do matter, right? But the issue that goes on in the Black community, there is no self-accountability. You cannot scream that Black lives matters, and then when children get slaughtered in Chicago, when children get slaughtered in New York City, Black children by another Black person, people don't say anything. When I try to tell people, they're like, oh, well, Joe Biden is changing. How so? He was in politics for 47 years. And this is what this man was talking about. He was also pro-segregation. So the way that I see it is this. If Joe Biden had it in him, I wouldn't be riding the back of the bus right now. So that's why I'm not going to support Joe Biden. I'm not going to forget what I said. If Trump would have said something like that, and if Trump would have been in office for 47 years, if Trump would have put policies like that affect the people that look like me, I would not be supporting Trump.
When people get robbed in my neighborhood, who do they call? The police. They want to defund the police. No, it's bullshit. Let me tell you something, man. It's a fake news media that want to defund the police. People in my neighborhood, they love the police. They want more police.
I think the New York Times is extremely biased in their liberal reporting. I don't know if everything that they do is a lie, but most of their articles, it's all Trump bashing. That's why I started reading the Wall Street Journal, because they're very objective. They say, okay, this is what this side is doing, this is what that side is doing. We're not going to inundate you with our opinion about how much we hate Trump. And that's what most of these editors in the New York Times do. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter if you like him or not, you should be able to just learn about news. You know, news used to be about what was happening in the Walter Cronkite era. All of that was about reporting what was happening. And then you can decide what your opinion is. Now all these media pundits are just basically activists. They're not journalists anymore, they're activists.
Here's the problem. They're screaming, oh, we're all the people. There's a lot of people in New York City that just passed us by and gave us a thumbs up. They're the silent majority. People are afraid to come out and say, hey, we're for Trump. The fact is, there are more of us than people think.